Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I have swatches for you from the brand 786 again. This is a brand that I reviewed once in the past and I was thoroughly impressed. They reached out and wanted me to swatch a few more polishes, so I am very excited to be able to share 5 more polishes with you. In the description box below, I will link the 786 site, I will link their Instagram page, and I will link my Instagram page where you can see more swatches of everything from today's video. These polishes are available right now. They are an international company. They do ship worldwide though. So I do have 5 polishes to look at today, and let's go ahead and get started. So first we have Baghdad, and this is a super light sandy nude cream, and it has the most tiny itty bittiest bit of a black micro glitter. So here's our first coat of Baghdad. This covers really well here on this first coat, just a little streaky, so I am going to go in for a second coat. This does have a very good, very smooth, easy to work with formula, not too thick, not too thin. These little black speckles that are in here are in here a lot, but it's not going to show up, like it's not going to be super obvious on the nail. So here's our second coat, and that does cover completely in 2 coats for me. I could have probably gone in for a third coat on a couple of spots, so depending on your application you might want to go in for 3, but I did do 2 for my swatch photo, and I like to keep it consistent, otherwise I will get all sorts of confused. But this little black glitter in here isn't going to dry textured or be difficult to remove, so there is 2 coats. Up next we have Tripoli, and this is another sandy kind of nude polish, but this has this beautiful silver fleck throughout it, and it does kind of seem like in certain lights it will shift pinky and gold. So here's our first coat of Tripoli, and I thought this was pronounced Tripoli, but Google says I'm wrong. This covers pretty well on the first coat. You can still make out your entire nail line, so I am going to go in for a second coat, but again, this has a really good formula, and this little silver fleck that's in here stands out really, really beautifully. So here's our second coat. That does cover completely in 2 coats. This is going to dry down decently glossy all on its own. I would still recommend a top coat, but nothing is going to dry textured or be difficult to remove, but this little silver fleck can make a little bit of a mess on your hands, but it's not hard. So there is 2 coats. Up next we have Gaza, and this is a olivey army green cream. Here's our first coat of Gaza. So this one does have more of a crelly-ish feel to it. It's a little bit more sheer and a little bit more squishy on the nails than the previous 2 polishes have been, but it does still have a very smooth and easy to work with formula. I didn't have any kind of running, pooling, or staining with this one. So here is our second coat, and this does cover completely in 2 coats for me. This is going to dry down nice and glossy all on its own. I would still recommend a top coat to keep your manicure lasting as long as possible. And 786 also offers a really good top coat. I did use it in all of my swatch photos. So there is 2 coats. Up next we have Chefchaouen, and this is a very dusty steel blue cream. Here's our first coat of Chefchaouen. This covers really, really well here on this first coat. Not quite a 1-coater, but very, very opaque. This one also has a very good formula, very smooth, easy to work with, no running, pooling, or staining here either. And pardon the fact that for some reason I couldn't get all these fuzzies off my nails from my cotton balls, so they are just on my nails. So this is completely opaque in 2 coats. This is also going to dry glossy on its own. Again, I would recommend that top coat and definitely a base coat. I didn't have staining, but I also didn't keep it on for an extended period of time. So there is 2 coats. And lastly for today we have Xi'an, which by the way, if I have pronounced any of the names wrong of these polishes, I blame Google. I did look up every last one of them. But this is a really dark, kind of stormy gray cream, and it does seem like it has just a drop of a blue in there. And here's our first coat of Shion. This one also has more of that kind of crelly-ish feel to it. It's still very opaque in the long run. It does take 2 coats for full opacity, but it does feel a little bit squishy on the nail, which I really, really appreciate. So here's our second coat, and that does cover completely in 2 coats. Just like everything else, this is going to dry decently glossy all on its own. Again, I would recommend that top coat. Nothing in this or any of them will dry textured or be difficult to remove because there's nothing in this. So there's 2 coats. I have 2 standouts. The first one is very obvious, being Gaza. The army greens, the olive greens, the kind of murky greens, the ugly pretties, they're me. I love them. This is no exception. The other one being Chefchaouen. This is such a pretty blue. I don't wear a ton of blues. I like more usually the lighter kind of springy pastel blues. And then my other extreme is like a dark deep navy, but this is so beautiful. It's this like steel gray blue, really, really pretty, really flattering on my skin tone. So those are the 2 standouts in this collection for me. And guys, that is it. Let me know in the comments below what you thought of this collection. Let me know if you plan on picking any of them up, and let me know what your favorite was. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, subscribe if you'd like to see more from me, and I will talk to you again later.